Can y'all hear me? Okay, there. Good. My mic's on. All right. Good morning, everyone. I call the meeting, the official call to order for Committee on Council. I am Liliana Bakhtiari, your chair for Committee on Council, and today we are joined by, to my left, Councilmember Andrea Boone, to my far right, Councilmember Jason Winston, Councilmember Amir Faroki, and Councilmember Alex Wan. This does constitute a quorum. So first, I would like to motion to adopt the agenda. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Winston.
The vote is open.
Okay.
The vote is closed.
5 yeas, 0 nays. This does pass. Second is the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And I will second, moved by Councilmember Wan, seconded by myself. And we have been joined by Councilmember Howard Shook.
The vote is open.
Good morning, Sugar Plum.
The vote is closed. 6 yeas.
All right, great. We have 6 yeas, 0 nays. And I do believe, no, we have one more vote, adoption of full council agenda. I move to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Wan, an enthusiastic second.
The vote is open.
Councilmember Shook, do you want to give your, do you want to tell them what your vote is?
The vote is closed. 6 yeas.
6 yeas, 0 nays. This does pass. And next we have public comment, and I do believe we have one speaker. Is that correct? Yes, we have one speaker. I said, but we're moving on to public comment. We have one speaker, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Public comment will be given, each speaker will be given 3 minutes. You may go ahead and approach the mic, and I'll let you know when you have 30 seconds left.
Hello, everyone. Again, praise the Lord. My name is Prophet Tony Curtis Hairston. Prophet is not my first name. Prophet is my title. Tony is my nickname. I'm here again talking about homelessness in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County. The mayor, governor just raised, they said $60 million. But the homeless people is not seeing any of that money. Now we're building a cop city with the homeless money that y'all raised for the city. See, that's the type of stuff that we're talking about, my group and our groups are talking about when it comes to homeless people. There is money allocated for homeless people in emergency situations. Now, people are freezing to death on our streets again, and we really not just talking about it. It could get like Cop City the same way it can get like homelessness. And I do want to bring to the attention of the DCAF office up there, Donnelly Howard office, and how it's being ran. They lied to me twice in my face about food stamps, something that I qualified for. Literally lied to me in my face. But the things of that nature, there's things that happen going on in Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County, DeKalb County. Now, I want to bring to your attention also 16th Street and Peachtree Street office up there, to how they treat homeless people in that you call it church. The things I don't want to discuss right here. I'm not going to say what I went through, but I know I would say this. I was getting mail there, like mail, M-A-I-L, mail. And they literally lied to me about my mail. My mail, like paper, see the paper, mail. Now, you're already homeless. And for someone to say they got your mail and don't want to give it to you, do you understand that feeling? You understand what I'm saying? Now say if I had retaliated in a bad way. See, then you would have looked at me and said, look at him. But I just caught these people in a lie about my mail that I was waiting on. My family is 2-3 states away. I caught them in a lie about my mail. Me. I ain't talking about nobody else, I'm talking about me. And they looked at me like I was crazy. Like, so what?
30 seconds.
See, the things that matter. Now, say if I was a mental health person going through a mental episode, do the math. Put two and two together. See, those are the type of things I don't think that we get yet. You got to have right people in right places to make right changes. Okay? Now, we trying to be nice, political, say the right words, but everybody ain't like me. You know, I love the Lord. Everybody don't love the Lord. They might say some other crazy stuff coming up here in a couple hours.
Time's up.
You know, so I hope that we get it together in Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County, DeKalb County. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you, Mr. Harrison. I believe we going ahead into communications. Mr. Evans, would you mind reading off item number 1?
Item number 1 is 23C 5106, a communication from council members Jason Winston, District 1, Amir Faroki, District 2, Michael Julian Bond, Post 1 at Large, appointing Mr. Steve Tellis to serve as a member of the Atlanta Urban Design Commission. This appointment is for a term of 3 years.
Thank you. I believe this was filed in CDHS, and I move to file today. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Faroki. Let's please open that vote.
The vote is open. And the vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays. This is filed. Mr. Evans, would you please read items 2 through 5 as a block?
Item number 2, 23C 5107, a communication from Tanya Greer, County Clerk, to the Fulton County Board of Commissioners, submitting the appointment of Bobby Spiller to serve as a member of the Atlanta Beltline Affordable Housing Board. This appointment is for a term of 2 years. Number 3, 23C 5108, a communication from Ann Phillips, President, Atlanta Planning Advisory Board, submitting the appointment of Mr. Richard Taylor to serve as a member of the Atlanta Beltline Tax Allocation District Advisory Committee. This appointment is for a term of 2 years. Number 4, 23C 5109, a communication from Council President Doug Shipman, appointing Mr. James Schroeder to serve as a member of the Westside Affordable Housing Trust Fund Commission, representing the for-profit development community. This appointment is for a term of 3 years. And number 5, 23C 5111, a communication from Mayor Andre Dickens appointing Mr. M. Russell Wofford Jr. to serve as a member of the Civil Service Board on behalf of the City of Atlanta. This appointment is for a term of 3 years.
Thank you. Each of these items were found favorable in their respective committees, and I move to approve items number 2 through 5 as a block. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Winston. Let's go ahead and open the vote.
The vote is open. And the vote is closed.
7 yeas, 0 nays. This passes. Next, we're moving on to our regular agenda. Mr. Evans, could you please read item number 6 under ordinances for second reading?
It's 23-01573, an ordinance by Committee on Council amending Ordinance 23-01438 by correcting precinct polling place 3M and for other purposes.
I move to approve this item. Do I have a second? Second. Seconded by Councilmember Boone.
And the vote is open. The vote is closed.
Thank you. This passes with 7 yeas, 0 nays. This concludes our legislative agenda, and I believe we're moving into general remarks. Councilmember Wan, go ahead.
Yeah, and in light of that last piece of legislation we did, I was wondering if the clerk, either now or at our full council meeting today, can provide phone number, contact information for anyone who runs into any challenges with voting tomorrow. There have been a number of changes in precincts. I know that they've been advertised and put out there, but I just, as a fail-safe, I think our voters would appreciate having a backup contact point for tomorrow.
Madam Clerk, please.
Good afternoon, Vanessa Walden, Municipal Clerk. Just to speak to the previous item, I want to clarify that precinct change from Mount Ephraim at 3M to Fowling Warehouse at 1356 English Street. That's the change in that piece of legislation. Tomorrow, the polls will be open for voting from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in both Fulton and DeKalb for school board seats 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 at large. We'll also, if you have any questions or any problems with your precinct, please call us at 404-330-6500.
Thank you so much. And yes, that's another reminder again, tomorrow is Election Day. In Atlanta, we do have our our APS Board of Election seats. And DeKalb, you have SPLOST 2. Some cities are also electing new mayors. And for Fulton, North Fulton cities, Roswell, Milton, and Johns Creek also have competitive races. So please, 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 if you have not voted already, please show up tomorrow and vote. And thank you. Any other general remarks? No? We are officially concluded. Thank you all. See everyone back here at 1.